The team to play against Scotland this Saturday is starting from the front row, Cian Healy, Rory Best captain, and Ty Furlong, James Ryan and Quinn Rue, and in the back row, Peter O'Mahony, Sean O'Brien and Jack Conan. In the back line, it will be Conor Murray, Johnny Sexton, Jacob Stockdale. In the midfield, Bundy Aki and Chris Farrell. On the right wing, Keith Earls, and at fullback, Rob Carney. On the bench, Sean Cronin, Dave Kilcoyne, Andrew Porter, Alton Delan, Josh Van der Fleer, John Cooney, Joey Carberry, and Jordan Lama.
So is Robbie Henshaw injured?
Yeah, Robbie's unavailable. He's got a knock. He just got a dear leg, and it hasn't recovered sufficiently, so we're just going to have to forge ahead. But it's a pretty exciting opportunity to give Chris Farrell the chance to play against Scotland. He stepped in only once last year, got man of the match, and he's a guy who's coming back to form after the long layoff that he's had.
So what's your plan to bring Rob Carney back at fullback?
It was probably once Gary Ringrose was ruled out, it was going to be trying to keep a little bit of continuity as best we can from past campaigns and try to get as cohesive as we could in a shorter period of time. I think we didn't have the cohesion we would have liked to have had last weekend.
And Quinn Root in there as well. Is he going to call the line-outs this weekend?
Quinn will share the line-out calling with probably with Pete. There's a fair bit of experience with Pete, but Quinn came on and did it when he replaced Dev, and I've no qualms about Quinn being able to call the line-out. He has done it for us a lot in training, and he's done it a lot in Connacht this year.
Joe, you've changed a third of your team. How concerned are you about continuity with so many changes?
Yeah, I mentioned continuity before, but I think it's a fantastic opportunity. You know, we could be struck with a similar circumstance that we had 4 years ago. We've achieved a lot of things in this particular tournament. We need to be able to be flexible. We need to be able to have guys transition in and out as seamlessly as possible. So that's an opportunity that's presented itself that maybe there would have been a bit of that anyway.
In terms of the threats posed by Scotland, they're unbeaten in Murrayfield in the Six Nations now for 3 years. What are you expecting?
Yeah, we're expecting them to be very, very tough to beat. They play at a very high tempo. I think they will be looking to play with very fast rucks with the counter-attack threat that they have. I see that Sean Maitland has been brought back in. I feel a bit sorry for Blair Kinghorn. I think he's a super young player. Obviously, man of the weekend last weekend and onto the bench this weekend, but it gives them strength and depth there, and Sean Maitland is a super athlete, really good player. So that back three present real threats across the board, and Finn Russell's ability to get them into the game via Sam Johnson and via Hugh Jones. And Hugh Jones is a real strike threat himself. So I've no doubt they'll try to get those guys involved, and then just harassing and getting into your face and carrying guys like Ryan Wilson, Josh Strauss, big strong man. I think he came on and made an impression. He well earned his place to go again against us. Johnny Gray's back in. He's a real kind of bit of bedrock for them. Very high tackle counts in game, very high tackle accuracy in games. And Simon Bergen probably coming in as tight head. I thought he got a fantastic poach. He's good around the park as well as working hard as a scrummager. So across the board, I think they'll play with tempo, and I think they'll try to vary it up, particularly looking to get the ball in behind us at times as well.
Joe, just to clarify, did Robbie pick up the injury during the match last weekend, or was it in training this week?
It was a bit of both. It's just a bit of aggravation after having a knock, and a knock on top of a knock, and a little bit of dead leg bleeding. It does make it difficult to kind of. The problem is he could have played, but if you get another bump on it, it debilitates you pretty quickly, and then maybe you have to make an early change, and then at the same time you've got Chris Farrell sitting in the wings. massively motivated to get in and do his best, I think that's a great opportunity to invest in Chris.
And so did he take full part in any of the training sessions this week?
He took a part on Tuesday, didn't train today.
Conor, a lot has been spoken about the accuracy of Saturday's performance. What's the key message from the coaches ahead of Saturday?
I think as players, I think we even understand that we were a little bit off in certain areas, a little bit inaccurate. You know, you could say it's the first game of the tournament, but as a playing group and a coaching group, we're pretty disappointed at how we started the game. So that'll be a bit of a focus for us to be pretty sharp. You know, we've been to Murrayfield before and got off to a slow start and made things pretty difficult for ourselves. And you know, Scotland are a better team than they were back then even. So for us, it's about having that sharpness from the off and trying to maintain it as best we can. And that was the focus this week, you know, around the decision makers as well.
That high tempo game that Joe spoke of, how do you counter that?
I think we just got to be, you know, disciplined and you know, try and manage their ruck speed. You know, with Laidlaw and Finn Russell, they like to play a quick game and an expansive game, and that's a challenge for us to do our damage in the tackle and in the ruck and slow it down and be accurate there.
Joe, in the rare times when you've lost matches, people outside the camp then seem to suggest that you don't necessarily have a plan B. Is that unfair?
I'd be interested in how they describe our plan A, to be honest. You know, I do think you always get a lot of advice. There wouldn't be too many weeks go by that I don't get a letter of suggesting somebody play here, or suggesting a set play, or suggesting something, and that's when we're winning. So when you lose, you can expect at least 3 letters, and you can expect people to be saying a lot about how we play and what plan A, B, C or D look like. So I'm not sure how they summarise plan A, because I think we have a very varied game. We play strong off set piece. We play a varied kicking game. We played with a varied attack game, and we try to even vary our defensive game. So, you know, I guess I'll leave them to do their analysis, and we'll keep analysing what we're doing and trying to improve.
Joe, have you managed to sort out the route ahead of Saturday's game for the bus?
Yeah. I did laugh last time. Before the match, I remember saying to Vern Cotter, did you organise that? He's a pretty good mate of mine. Did you organise that, 46 minutes before kick-off? He said, 46? I told him 30 minutes. So, I didn't get a lot of change from him, but it's an incredibly simple route from the Balmoral to Murrayfield. And, how the policeman got lost will forever be a bit of a mystery for us.
Joe, you said at Six Nations launch that if you lose the opening game of the championship, then the mentality would change. How does it change this week?
We've actually deliberately tried not to change it. We've tried to the last thing you want to do is try to chase the championship going to Scotland against such a tough team. We have to build our way into the game. We can't be chasing things and trying to get instant results. You've got to earn whatever you get up there, because they give so little away, and they work so hard for each other. I'd be really proud of the way they work if I was Gregor, and I'm sure he is. So for us, it doesn't probably change the mentality too much. We just want to take it one game at a time. We're not going to chase a tournament when we've got such a tough task in front of us.
Take last couple.
Joe, you talked about Finn Russell earlier. Is it as simple as just suffocating him, and that's how you really kind of tackle Scotland?
No, I can't afford to over-focus on any individual, Stuart Hogg gets into first receiver a fair bit. Peter Horn's on the bench. When he comes on, he loves to get into first receiver. He's got a great distribution game. And then if you're starting to look out there too often, Josh Strauss will put a hole through the middle of you. And guys like McAnally, he's very dynamic as a hooker, a very good ball carrier. Alan Dell carries well. So some of their front row, it can be a real threat carrying. Obviously Ryan Wilson as well. So I guess across the board, we've got to make sure that as Conor said, we're really disciplined in how we stick to the task and be conscious of whatever threat they're throwing at us, that we can shut it down.
Conor, does all the team feel that they have something to prove this week, despite all your success of last year?
Yeah, I think we don't become a bad team overnight, and I think we're very realistic in that we're disappointed as players at how we went last week, and this is a chance to kind of not make amends for it, but start going in the right direction and going to Scotland. Like Joe said, you can't chase the game. We're just looking for a performance, definitely a better start than we made last week, and build into the game and not make the mistakes or the inaccuracies that we did last week. And we know we can get to that level. It's been a good week of prep, and we're quite hungry to get there.
Yeah, what has the emotional energy been like? Joe touched on it after the game. Joe, have you noticed a difference this week?
Yeah, there has been a better edge. I do think we had a few tired bodies coming in. We had a few guys who hadn't played a lot, and it is hard to suddenly hit the ground running. Conor and Johnny hadn't played together since Australia and hadn't played a lot, full stop. Conor coming back and Johnny not having played since the Munster game. So I do think that there's no way that we wanted to volunteer any excuses, because there are none. You've got to get out and you've got to play well in your first game, and we hadn't lost at home for over 5 years in a Six Nations game, and that hurt for sure. And there weren't too many guys who slept well on Saturday night, and it probably took us really till today to really get a spring back in our step and really get hungry, because we can't pass up a second opportunity to get our best foot forward.
Okay guys, we've got to shift on.